FC strikes once again. What a shaky 3-2 win over Atalanta. And even though I wasn't satisfied with that performance, I'm very happy with the 3 points because this was a must-win game. We had to treat this like a cup final because we had no choice but to get the dub. Entering this game, we were sitting 24th in the Champions League standings. That is the last possible spot that you can be in to qualify for the next rounds. We have been shit in the UCL so far. And again, we entered this game, a lot of pressure was on us. And you can't say this often, but Real Madrid were the underdogs this game. Atalanta were on great form heading into this matchup. This is their first loss in about 15 or 16 games. They have been cooking this season. They're top of Serie A. They were undefeated in the UCL. They also only conceded 1 goal in the Champions League before this game. And we turned up to their stadium and scored 3 goals and got the dub. Mid-performance from us. But it was enough to secure a win. And that is the most important thing that we got to take away from this game. Because if we would have lost or drawn, qualifying for the next round would have been a lot harder because then we would have to rely on other teams to help us out. Imagine mighty Real Madrid not being in the knockout rounds of the UCL. It would have been an embarrassment. So, big 3 points picked up. Now, as I said, this performance from us was mid. I was not happy for a majority of that game. I think Atalanta looked like the more dangerous team. They were in and around our box more times than we were in and around their box. To me, that is unacceptable. I think Thibaut Courtois today, man the match. He was amazing. Big save after big save. None of the goals that we conceded was his fault. Courtois has been arguably our most consistent player this season. He's bailed us out time and time again. He is phenomenal. The best goalkeeper in the world. I think that penalty that Atalanta got was bullshit. Right before the first half ended. That was never a foul. I don't get how they did not check VAR. Tchouameni did not touch him. That player tripped over his own leg. But because Tchouameni was next to him, the ref thought that there was contact and gave a pen. I do not understand what VAR is for. Every single time Real Madrid get a pen, it always gets checked. Atalanta, they get a dodgy penalty and they get to take it 20 seconds later, almost immediately. Where's VAR? That was some bullshit. But aside from that, I think Tchouameni had a good game. And as I said, I don't even really blame him for that penalty. That is a referee error. I don't get it. But Tchouameni today was also solid at center back. We've seen him play that position time and time again when we have an injury crisis. And even though I don't think Tchouameni should be at center back, especially with how good Raul Asensio has been playing, he still stepped up and had a good performance. Jude Bellingham, the best 8 in the world. There's no debate. This man is phenomenal. Another big performance from him today. And he got a goal as well. He is on the form of his life. He's pulling strings in that midfield. Somebody name me a weakness that Jude Bellingham has. He does everything. He's helping in defense. He's involved in the build-up. He's linking play. He's making slide tackles. He's making interceptions. He's making decisive passes in the final third. He's crashing the box. This guy is a phenom. Jude Bellingham is him. He is the glue in that midfield. And the goal that he took today, because he scored the third one, the way that he was able to cut inside to create space, was a very good goal. And even when Jude is not scoring, he's still having a good performance. But all of a sudden, people just want to break down his game to GA. Since when do we judge a box-to-box midfielder strictly on GA? And for all you GA merchants that don't rate him, well, guess what? He got the goal. So what now? Start putting respect on his name. Vinicius, came back from injury early to help us out. You guys see how shit we look without Vinny. This is his team. Vinicius is the best player in the world. And he didn't even have the best game, right? He was non-existent for a majority of it. But guess what? He got the second goal. And he came back from injury early, like I just said. So I'll give him a pass for his lackluster performance by his standards. The main thing from this game is that he does not get a setback. As long as he did not re-aggravate anything today, I'll take that performance. Mbappe, I believe he was on his way to probably having his best game as a Real Madrid player. He got that first goal in the opening 15 minutes. His first touch to create that space was nice. The finish was prime Mbappe-esque. We know that he's been struggling this season, but that finish was a very good one. Mbappe's form is starting to pick up. Recently, he's been playing a lot better. I told you guys, Mbappe is almost back to his best form. Now, the issue is this guy got injured in the 35th minute. So right when it looks like his form is picking up, we got to sub him off. Now, I'm hoping that Mbappe's injury isn't anything that is going to keep him out for a while, right? Hopefully, it was just some discomfort, and we took him off as a precaution. Because as much as I've been critical about Mbappe, he is still a very important player for us. He is going to be very involved in whatever we do this season. So we need him to find his form very fast. But Mbappe, that first goal, took it really well. Now, there were a lot of negatives from this match, right? We talked about some of the positives, and you guys get in the comment section and drop some other positives in the chat. But, as I said, Atalanta were more dangerous than us. Lookman, he had a very good game. He was cooking on that left wing. Everything positive for Atalanta came from Lookman's side. And when I tried to tell you guys that Lucas Vazquez is a massive liability, I actually had some people arguing with me. Lucas Vazquez should never start a big game for Real Madrid if we are going against a team that has a very good winger. Before kickoff, I knew that Lookman was going to cook today because Vazquez was at right back. And the thing is, it's not even Vazquez's fault. He's not a right back. He is a right winger / right midfielder that has to play right back because the club never signed an adequate backup for Dani Carvajal. So yes, while I don't rate Vazquez starting, it's not his fault, but he was getting cooked today. Lookman was on smoke, and he also scored a very good goal. That shot near post, Courtois could never save that. Lookman put that shit in the perfect spot to get that goal. But Lucas Vazquez, guys, massive liability. I don't think he'd be able to defend me in a 1v1. I don't think he could defend any of you who are watching in a 1v1. I don't think he should have played as many minutes today as he did, especially when Tchouameni was on a yellow card. And that brings me to my next point, which is Carlo Ancelotti. What the fuck are you doing with these subs? Why does Carlo hate to make subs? I do not understand it. Tchouameni is on a yellow card. He's playing right center back. He has to cover for Lucas Vazquez. Why would you not sub him off? We're very lucky that he didn't pick up a second yellow because Atalanta were applying a lot of pressure for a majority of that game. You should have put Valverde at right back and then bring on Raul Asensio. But it's like Carlo is allergic to making subs. This guy makes subs like he's playing FIFA. He waits until the 82nd minute and then he makes 3 changes all at one time when we needed changes earlier. Why is Vinicius playing the entire game? What are you doing? There was a point near the end of the game where Vinny, it looked like he was grabbing the back of his leg. He better not be injured, Carlo. Because if he is, I promise you, bro, We will find you. You will answer for your crimes. Carlo's mismanagement of this squad needs to be studied. He is a big reason why we are going through an injury crisis. It's not all on him, but he does not manage minutes well. If you're on the bench for Real Madrid, you're not getting subbed on until like the 85th minute. Makes no sense. We all know where Atalanta's threat is going to come from. And he did nothing to nullify that. I also think that our pattern of play today was shit. After the first 15 minutes, after Mbappe scored, we died. That first half, we were getting cooked. I was practically begging for halftime. And then they got the penalty. They scored the penalty. It's 1-1. The second half starts, and we are back on the front foot. Vinicius scores. Jude scores. I'm loving life. We're up 3-1 by the 60th minute. And then we die. What are we doing? Why are we not able to just beat the hell out of teams? Why can't we go put 5 or 6 past teams? Why is it that after we score, we just look like so lackluster? We look like the job is finished. Atalanta could have got an equalizer right at the end. We caught life. I don't know how the hell they didn't make that open goal chance from Lookman's cross into the box. We got away with it today. And our style of play this season has just not been sustainable. We have to rely on people missing their chances, on people not being clinical. And I don't know how much longer that's going to continue. But as I said, man, mid-performance, but it was a very important 3 points. I also don't like that Raul Asensio did not start. I gave Tchouameni his credit, right? Tchouameni played well today. But why is Raul Asensio being dropped? Raul Asensio, since Eder Militao got injured, has been our best center back by far. And he already played in a very big game in the UCL. This guy went up against Liverpool, arguably the most informed team in Europe right now, and he was the only defender that I think had a decent game. He has earned the right to start. Carlo, play the DM in midfield and play the actual center back at center back. You have to start trusting the youth. But look, I need you guys to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, right? Get in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about this game. Who was your man of the match, right? Who's somebody that you were not impressed with? Because somebody else that I wasn't impressed with was Rodrigo. Now, to be fair to him, he is still dealing with an injury. But he was very ineffective today. Like, we subbed him on for Mbappe in the first half. Rodrigo was basically not there. And it's sad to say that because I rate Rodrigo. He is my favorite player at the club. And his future is so uncertain. This guy is barely a starter nowadays. And I wanted him to have a good performance. But he didn't. His passing wasn't there. His help in the build-up was not there. His shooting today was shit. He had a good chance. Shot it right at the keeper. That's not the Rodrigo that I know. The Rodrigo that I know would have put that shit top bins. So I'm not going to get on him too much. Again, he is still dealing with some kind of injury. But yeah, that was disappointing, man. And then just injury FC, bro. As I said earlier, hopefully Mbappe is good. Hopefully nobody else picked up any knocks in this game because we cannot afford to keep on getting these injuries. I don't know what the hell's going on at this club, but something weird is happening. You can't just tell me that we're unlucky because what other team is dealing with these many injuries? Fire Pintus, fire the rest of the fitness staff, fire the medical staff, and fire Carlo Ancelotti at the end of this season. Bring in a whole new back room. Something has to change. We got to be investigated for the amount of injuries. But yeah, man, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, get in the chat, right? And turn on those post notifications. Huge 3 points, right? And now we have jumped from, I believe, 24th in the table all the way up to 18th, if I'm not mistaken. Let's actually check it out. I believe we are now 18th, right? Yep, 18th in the table. After 6 Champions League games, we've won 3, we've lost 3. Not good enough. But we still got 2 more games, right? I think we got to go play Sydney Sweeney FC, right? Brest. And then we also got to go play Salzburg, if I'm not mistaken. Those should be 2 wins that we pick up. So we should get 6 more points. And maybe we can end up qualifying in that top 8 so that we don't have to play a playoff match. But it's going to be a very hard thing to accomplish because now we're going to need a lot of teams to come help us out. But let me know what you guys think about anything that has to do with this game. I'm out, people. Holla Madrid!